All right. Excuse me. Hey, YouTube. Another Marvel video. I'm doing more Marvel than I am sports card breaks lately, but 'tis the season, right? Um, yeah. So about that, obviously, if you're paying attention right now to the marketplace, Marvel cards are at an all-time high, breaking records basically every day with prices for slabs, singles, wax, you name it. For a lot of people, certain products have gotten past the point of entry. Essentially, like if you wanted a box of 92 Marvel's masterpieces, I was buying those under $100 not that long ago, months ago. So when to put it in context, I mean probably early fall of last year. And now a box of Marvel masterpieces, 92 Marvel masterpieces, is $800 or more. So this is Series 2 Marvel Universe, another expensive box. An alternative that I've seen a lot of people turn to lately is the TINS. But this video is more of a cautionary tale. It's not one to promote the value of the TINS necessarily, but to kind of warn you, because quality issues are a big deal with the TINS. So I'm going to take a little risk here, probably lose a little bit of money by opening these, but I want to make sure that people have the opportunity to see that these aren't the same as buying the boxes. For example, let me start with this. See if you guys can hear this. Hold on, let me put it in front of the mic. There shouldn't be anything rattling around in this box. There shouldn't be anything rattling around in there at all. It's already half torn. I didn't do this. It's just with age, this starts to disintegrate. There's not much you can really do about it. So you're going to get these tins. They're not going to be in good shape. The cards inside usually aren't handled with extreme care. But we're going to bust one open. Actually, we're going to bust both of these open, right? Yeah, I mean, I think that there's potential for that, Steven, Cypress, Steven, buddy, because at best, you're just going to get a UPC on the outside of the seal. All of the other stuff is going to be on the tin itself, like the serial number is on the tin itself. The serial number, again, on the tin itself. My focus is a little off, sorry. The serial number on the tin itself. So it does leave it open to a little bit more shenanigans than, like, something that has a watermark on the seal, like this Impel box, right? So yeah, I think that's. I don't think that's a concern right now because no one's cared enough about Marvel to do something like that yet. But I think we're getting there. So you can kind of see what was rattling around in here now. We're looking at Marvel Universe 1991. This is Series 2. You can see the cellophane on this is already completely open. At least there's a nice little sponge back here to protect them. Yeah, these are already busted open pretty well. The tin itself is at least nice, so all the nastiness was on the cellophane outside. Okay. I don't know which one has the hollows in it. I wanted to go right here. Looks like it's going to be this. Let me zoom in some so my focus will stop acting crappy. So yeah, it's a weird checklist for holograms, right? You've got Spider-Man, awesome. Hulk, fantastic. Punisher, great. Doctor Doom, okay. Fantastic Four versus Mole Man. Oh. What a weird 5th edition. You've got the whole Marvel Universe at your disposal. And that's what you go with? Already I can see the Spider-Man is in just terrible condition on the other one. Let's go right to the big boys. Let's cut to the back here. Let's take a look at Fantastic Four versus Mole Man. That looks just terribly centered to me. I'm assuming that the bottom and the top are supposed to be at least close. Oh, here's the big one. Wow. That looks a little off center. So this is the big one, like if this card were at a PSA 10, this would probably fetch a ton of money, but this is a little off center. Looks like Doctor Doom is going to be a little off center. If I were lucky, Pags, if I were lucky. And it looks like Hulk is going to be a little off. And I don't even know about the rest of the card's condition. Like, I'm just looking at the most obvious Really, really terrible part of this. So let's thumb through some more of these. At least we don't have to worry about bricking with this product. Excalibur, Calypso. It was a nice Archangel. Bringing me back. A little hit of nostalgia. Seems like this whole box is cut really thin on the left, unless that is how they're supposed to be. Fin Fang Foom, wow. But I'm guessing they're not supposed to be that poorly cut. It's a decent looking card. They're all off center. Fantastic Four versus Galactus, though, is at least cool. Durability. The ability to resist or recover from bodily injury or disease. That's true. Hulk is just smashing through. Oh, here's the Wolverine. The beautiful Wolverine. Terribly centered. Looks like this entire box is cut the exact same way. Badass card, though. That's probably the only issue with it. This card looks pretty flawless outside of that. The back centered really well, actually. I'm not really looking at it under a microscope or anything, just looking at it with you guys on video. But that's like, I mean, that would otherwise be a flawless card. So I'm going to set that one aside. If that's the only thing wrong with it, I might still grade it. See, like this Hobgoblin's got a beat up top corner here. You can kind of catch it in the light. Pretty cool card, though, otherwise. Ooh, Thor versus Hulk. Or, oh, I thought that was Hulk. I got excited. Nope, that's definitely not Hulk. But it is some similar letters. But there's Hulk. We'll set that aside, too. Bucky is in this. Okay. I didn't know that. It's not like I went through a checklist or anything before this. I think that's rather unnecessary. We'll put Loki aside. That's somebody to watch. U.S. Agent, or U.S. Agent. The story behind this guy is really funny. He's supposed to be the right-wing counterpart to Captain America. So that's pretty hilarious, actually. Ooh, man, X-Men versus Magneto. That's a banger. It's actually perfectly centered, too. So you can guarantee if this thing has decent corners, I'm getting this one graded. And surface. Nice. Yeah, I do like these too. I mean, nothing is going to compare to the original. Like most of you guys know, that if you're watching this, then you're probably up to date on the Marvel craze by now. 1990 Marvel Universe Series 1 is the standard, and this doesn't compare to it, but they're still really awesome cards. Daredevil versus Bullseye is nice. Bullseye is one of my favorite cards in Marvel Masterpieces, in 92 Marvel Masterpieces. We'll pull that one out here in a second. Sauron. Kraven the Hunter. He's filed under the Legends category, apparently. There's Punisher. Boy, did they give that man some forehead. Sorry, the focusing is trying to stay on the back card. There we go. Man, they draw Punisher with a ton of forehead. Trying to make it seem as though my man was just angry about his receding hairline. Wow, X Factor versus Apocalypse. That's a great card as well. Man, if it wasn't so off-centered, I would love this one. That's a really cool card. Gambit. One of my favorites. Putting that one in a check to grade pile. Does CGC grade Marvel and DC cards? CGC is the best way to grade Marvel. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know that they do, actually. I'm a card guy, not a comic guy. I haven't really been into comics since I was much younger. Hulk versus Leader. That's Gray Hulk. So I really don't know. I'm not up to date with comics. I know the card stuff, so like to me, like this will all go PSA. Thing, a little bit bottom heavy on the centering, but that's still going to go in the inspection pile. Rage. Doc Ock. Whoops, I just jammed my thumb into that corner. Yeah, CGC is still the comic grading standard, but would you use them for comic book cards if they provided that service? That's my question. Ghost Rider. Daredevil's Billy Club. So weapons getting their own category here. Can we get some adamantium, please? Magneto. Union Jack. Baron Zemo. These are funny. If you were selling at cons, you'd go CGC. I think I keep saying CDC, like the Center for Disease or whatever. Captain America versus Baron Zemo. X-Men. I don't know about the centering on it. Centering sucks on this product. But we'll try. Nebula. Nebula under supervillains. Avengers versus Ultron. That's worthwhile. Oh, there's the Silver Surfer. Fighting planets and whatnot, apparently. Oh, there's the Punisher's Arsenal. That's actually kind of a cool card. King. Havoc. Oops. X-Men versus Marauders. Never got in comic books, but I'm buying the comic books to match the cards. Interesting theory there. Interesting. I own some comic books still, but not a lot. Fantastic Four. We'll definitely have to look at getting that graded. Avengers vs. Kang. Grim Reaper. Quasar's Quantum Bands. Submariner. Or is it Submariner? Mandarin. Oh, baby. One of my favorite battles as a kid. Wolverine versus Sabretooth. This one looks pretty decent, too. You're crazy for opening this box? Well, the tins aren't that valuable, right? I mean, if this were the actual sealed box, I would have a decision to make. But these tins, I mean, this was... What, I pay $150 for this, maybe? Which, I'm not saying 150 is chump change or anything, but this isn't going to the moon like the boxes are. But the advantage you get from tins, and I didn't say this from the jump, is you get a full set. So tins will give you every card from the checklist. Only one copy of each, so it's not like you can, hope for several Wolverines and see which one is the best for grading. You're only going to get one, but you're going to get one of everything. You're going to get one of every hologram as well. This 92 Marvel Masterpieces that we'll get into in just a second has a little secret as well that you can't find in any of the boxes. You guys probably know about that, but we'll talk about it. Shadowcat, Nick Fury versus Baron Strucker, Human Torch. Go in the grade pile. X-Factor. X-Factor's cool. Blackout. Storm, of course. We'll go in the grade pile. The condition of these cards is excellent. So, this video is labeled... I'll probably have to change I'm going to have to change the title of this, I think. I titled this before I went live based on past experiences, but the condition, like the physical condition of these cards are basically mint. There's almost no issue at all. I haven't seen a single surface issue, a few corner dings. Really, it's just about centering. If you can get your centering under control, these are badass cards. X-Men vs. Sentinels. Classic. Agility card. Quasar. Thanos. I feel like my focus is getting out a little bit. Definitely have to hope that Thanos is nice. Spider-Man versus J. Jonah Jameson. I had no idea this was in here. That's a great... He's got his mouth webbed. This is a great card for the PC. I'm grading this one and holding. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. Nick Fury. Ooh, Captain Marvel. Legend. Dr. Doom. I wonder what the thought process is with calling some of them legends and not assigning them like a hero or a villain tag. Speedball. Fantastic Four versus Dr. Doom. The condition is very bad. Don't grade any. You don't want me running those pop reports up, huh? Masters of Evil. Don't worry. I'm just one guy with one card. Thing versus Hulk. What an awesome card. Mysterio. Ooh, original Ghost Rider. We got some Johnny Blaze action here. Legends. There's Iron Man. That's a cool card. The centering looks fantastic on it. That top left corner, I don't know if you can tell, is like weird, a little misshapen. Actually, both corners are like that. What's your top 3 favorite Marvel characters? Well, I'm very boring. I mean, I was a kid in the 80s, 90s, so anybody could probably guess what my favorite Marvel characters are. I was obsessed with Wolverine and Spider-Man, like anybody would be, right? Tombstone, nice. And then after that, it's up for debate. Now that you've asked me the question, I don't send anything off longer than 20-day sub cruise. That's the longest I'll deal with it. Because even a 20-day is going to be probably June or July right now. So, to me, that is the longest way. Spider-Man is my all-time favorite character. Wolverine, pretty close. I like a lot of people in the Spider-Man world as well. Love Venom. I always liked Gambit a lot, too. And New Orleans is one of my favorite cities, so maybe there's like some weird something in my DNA that is just connected to Cajun culture. Some Marvel is worth 10 days for sure. I've got a stack that I've got ready. These are from 92 Marvel Masterpieces. We'll get into that in a second. Then I've got here's some 93 Marvel Masterpieces that are going to be ready to go. And then there's one 92 Jim Lee X-Men Wolverine that'll be going as well. Yeah, I've got the 89 McFarlane Spider-Man series. I don't have the whole Marvel thing, but I've got that Spider-Man series. Those hand-drawn, those hand-sketch cards, they're amazing. Rhino, Megan, Captain America's Shield, Kingpin, Night Thrasher, Human Torch versus Submariner. Ooh, a little fire versus water action. Seems kind of obvious who would win that, right? I've played Pokemon. I know which way the elements go. Avengers, off-centered as could be, but okay. Beast. Whoop. Baron Mordo. Spider-Man versus Lizard. Oh no, my stream froze. At least this wasn't a break, right? Give me just 1 second. 1 second. If you guys can still hear me, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just looked at Discord as well while I did this. I just saw that Mars Cards got those packs of Series 1 and just pulled some absolute bangers out of it. All right, I'm back. I hope you guys can see me. Sorry about the hiatus. Still says 10 people are watching, so I guess I didn't lose too many of you. Spider-Man vs. Lizard. We got some She-Hulk. Ultimate Nullifier. I didn't know that was one of his weapons, but now I do. Puma. Quicksilver. I wish it wasn't so off-center. Captain America versus Red Skull. X-Force. Vision. Really bad centering. It's interesting seeing the different color variations of Vision over the years, though. Silver Surfer versus Galactus. That's nice. We'll try that one. Chameleon. He's just lounging at home, like someone just barged into his apartment with a camera. Iron Man's armor. Marvel Girl. Yes, Venom. Love Venom. Off-centered. Feels bad. Spider-Man versus Venom. Very nice. Mr. Fantastic, of course. Ghost Rider versus Deathwatch. Man, the stack of cards I have that I'm going to look at grading is gigantic. I can't afford this. Dibs on Marvel Girl. Captain Britain, New Warriors. Ultron. Off-centered. Thor! Off-centered. Whoa, there is Wolverine's claws. I joked about it earlier if there's going to be an adamantium card, but here we are. Very off-centered, but pretty badass. Jigsaw. Good character in the Punisher TV show. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the mic. Death's Head. Oh, another one. Ooh, Wolverine versus Hulk. That's sick. Really off-centered. That card is so badass, though. Ah, I wish that card was centered. It's so beautiful. Cyclops. Lizard. Silver Surfer and Mephisto. Captain America. Off-centered. All my favorite cards. Off-centered. Green Goblin. Red Skull. Banshee. Daredevil versus Kingpin. A Strength card. A Wonder Man card. Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. Economy, which they estimate to be 35 days, $30 a card, so not terrible. Oh, for why do I keep saying that? CGC. Annihilus. Dark Phoenix. Cable. Baron Strucker. There's a lot of Barons. Punisher versus Kingpin. Fairly important card. Psylocke. Thor versus Loki. That's a good looking card. There's actual Daredevil. Sleepwalker. Absorbing Man. Jubilee. We're back to the cards that are cut really but poorly. There's Thor's Hammer. Does it not have a name other than just Thor's Hammer? Is like Mjolnir or Mjolnir? Really off-centered. Sabretooth. Really off-center. That's a bummer. Oh, look at that corner, too. Call my Rico. Fuck. Spider-Man versus Hobgoblin. Avengers West Coast. Invisible Woman. That guy. Silver Surfer versus Thanos. Not bad. Doesn't look centered at all. Doctor Strange, another badass. Very off-center. Spider-Man's Web Shooters. What do you call that one, Bogey? Is that also Rico? Death Watch. Scarlet Witch. Off-centered as fudge. Super spreader. Daredevil versus Punisher looks good. The new Fantastic Four. Talk about a real Fantastic Four. Look at that. Spider-Man, Wolverine, Hulk, and Ghost Rider. What a squad. Hawkeye. Daredevil versus Elektra. Nice Super Scroll. Infinity Gauntlet. Sick card. Phoenix. Galactus. Fantastic Four versus the Skrulls. It's a cool card, too. These are really cool cards. I like them a lot. But part of the reason I want them is to grade them. And centering is going to be a massive issue. A massive issue. The condition of the cards themselves, way better than I expected. Whoops, sorry about hitting the mic again. But centering, if you guys weren't around to see how badly centered the hollows were, look at that. Where was the Spider-Man the worst one? Yeah. Look at the Spider-Man. Look at the centering on this. Wow. Just embarrassing. Better than Prism. Let's take a look at 92 Marvel Masterpieces. This box is already, or 10 was already halfway open as well. This is going to better illustrate my point, right? So I've already labeled this video, beware of TINS, massive quality issues, etc., etc. And now I have to edit that because that 10 wasn't even that bad. But this is a great example. I get asked about this product a ton. More than any other Marvel card product, I get asked about 92 Masterpieces, and quite often it's about the 10s. So I want you to take a good look at how they're packaged, first of all. They're just kind of stuffed into a slot, no wrapping. The only thing that does have wrapping are the 5 Lost Art cards. Oh man, it's painful just taking it out of the slot there. The 5 lost art cards. So these cards are not going to be found in the box at all. Hey, I'm doing well. How are you? So in the normal box, you won't find any of these 5 cards. I can't tell you who it is off the top of my head, but I can tell you it's Scarlet Witch and Jubilee are 2 of the 5. We'll open it here in a second. But you also get all 5 of the Battle Spectre cards, the foil cards. Which in the actual box you might get 3 of, and you could get doubles. You don't even know which ones you're going to get. Then the rest are just kind of jammed in there. But let's check out the lost art. The other thing that we'll talk about is, the bricking issues with this. I'm gonna have to peel these apart to show them to you. Nice Scarlet Witch. Feral is one of them. These are actually fairly clean, but the corners are going to be destroyed because of the way they're packaged. Deathbird. But the surfaces on these are a lot better than I'm used to. But the corners are just going to be garbage. They really are. Typhoid Mary. And then again, Jubilee. But they're much better looking, surfaces. They're very shiny. They don't have that waxy film that I've seen in others. I don't know. I'm going to have to change the whole title of this video. Oh, man, thank you. The Match Attacks video. Sure. I wish I could do more of those, but the prices are silly on those. They're way too expensive right now. But thanks for watching that video, and I definitely appreciate that. Here's the 5 Battle Spectre cards for anybody who have not had a glimpse at them yet. But it's Captain America versus Red Skull with a nice, it's like a nice foil overlaid, a textured card. My favorite one, well, I don't know. Spider-Man versus Venom. The other awesome one is, of course, the Wolverine Sabretooth. Pretty sick. Probably in terrible condition. I wish I could better show you, you can see all the whiting on that corner, right? They're usually just in really, really bad shape. Wolverine and Sabretooth. Another badass card. I had a poster of this on my wall when I was younger. Last week. You can see all the white on the bottom edge there. Silver Surfer and Thanos. And then, of course, Hulk and Thing. Really cool cards. I'll have to inspect these closer. Here's a good example. You can see that all the whiting on that corner right there. That's not part of the paint of the card. It's just the quality of it, the condition of it. I would love a graded set of these, but if I send mine in, they're going to be all 7s, probably. Now we can kind of see some of the bricking issues here. If I let it slide, it comes off in big chunks like that. I've got a lot of these cards. I opened these all back in September when they were not highly sought after or that highly valued. So I've got a box of just 1,000 of these sitting around. This is the 5th tin I've opened. I've opened 3 or 4 of the retail boxes, chasing graded cards just for me, and now all of a sudden they're worth $1 million, and I'm a big old idiot, but it is what it is. I'm not going to show you all these. I've got another video on it if you want to go watch it, but, my main thing was just to talk about the bricking issues and why TINS weren't the best investment. Even though it is at a lower price point than the boxes and you get every card guaranteed. I'm trying to get this closer to the mic so you can hear the bricking issues. You're just prying these cards apart, just literally prying them apart. That is something I'll go through and do later, because you never know, there might be a good gradable card in here somewhere, but most of that is peeling Velcro, right? You selling that Spider-Man and Venom? I doubt it. You talking about from... What, you talking about one of these? I'll have to check. I don't think I have very many of these. I think I've only got 3 of these. If you don't care about the condition, I know I've got one of these that's in pretty bad shape, and I can make you a really solid deal on it. Because it is in I put it in a card. I just tossed it in a cardboard box. Not literally tossed it, but it's not with the rest of my Battle Spectre cards because of how bad the condition is on it. So yeah, if you're interested in it, regardless of condition, then we'll figure out a very reasonable number if you're wanting to hold one. Yeah, I think I'll probably just go ahead and end the video like this instead of going through all of these. I love 92 Marvel Masterpiece. I prefer it over 1990 Series 1, personally. I don't know. I guess I just had more of these cards when I was younger, and so there's a bigger feel of nostalgia when I get my hands on them. But it'll never carry the price point that 1990 Series 1 did, obviously. And it shouldn't. I'm not saying it should. I just really like them personally. But yeah, I'll go ahead and wrap this video up. It was basically supposed to be a cautionary tale about why I don't recommend investing a lot of money into tins, even though they're a lot cheaper than the boxes. But that kind of didn't work out exactly how I pictured it in my head, because the Series 2 cards actually look really good. Mostly. It's just centering issues. But yeah, anyway, I've talked a lot. I really appreciate you guys that more videos. I will do more videos. You know what I'm going to do? This is the craziest one of all. I don't have it in hand yet. I'm going to do another Marvel video probably this week. It's going to be 1994 Marvel Masterpieces, the Hildebrandt Brothers collection. I'm excited about that one because I definitely had a bunch of those cards when I was younger. So that's going to be a fun one for me. I don't know if people will love that as much as these others. I'm excited, though. The thing is, though, I've only got one box of it, and it wasn't cheap. So that's going to be the biggest risk I've taken yet. All of these other ones, I've got multiples of. So you've seen me rip 92 X-Men. I've got more boxes. You've seen me rip 93 Masterpiece. I've got more boxes. You've seen me rip 92. I've still got more sealed tins, so on and so forth. You've seen me, the Series 2 I just ripped, I've got more tins of those. A lot of this I still have some of. So ripping one isn't going to kill me. But 94, that's going to kill me. 30 minutes, long video. Thanks everybody for hanging in there and watching and talking to me. I appreciate it a bunch. I'll talk to you guys soon.